Hello, welcome back to the channel. I hope you are well. It's a scorchio here in the UK today, so apologies if I'm sweating slightly throughout this video, but I'm here once again with another transfer update to discuss all the incomings and outgoings around Watford FC. And it's certainly not been a quiet start to the transfer window, especially when it comes to incoming players. And we'll talk about a new incoming player potentially towards the end of this video. But first, as with the player on the thumbnail, we'll start with Mleta Ryovic. So Mileta is, of course, a player who strikes debate into every single Watford fan. Some people love him, some people hate him. I'm kind of indifferent. My stance on Rajović is that he has his certain use cases in various in-game scenarios, especially when you're chasing a goal in the last 10 or 15 minutes. But largely, and especially looking at the way Paulo wants to play next season, pressing from the front at a very high intensity, it's clear Rajović wouldn't suit that system, and apparently Watford are set to cash in. Luca Mbengue, who works for Gianluca Di Marzio and Sky Sports, very reliable when it comes to Watford news. We've had him on the channel before, actually. He's reported that Porteous FC over in Cyprus are looking to bring Rajović to the club. Now, if that name, Porteous, rings a bell, that is because King Kensema made a move there in the January transfer window, and by all accounts is loving life over in sunny Cyprus. And for me, is this a good move for Rajović? I absolutely think it is. Putting myself in Rajovic's shoes, it's clear that he's probably not able to play consistently at this level. He struggled even on the recent loan he went on as well up in Brøndby. So for Rajović, I do think it's time he moves on. Porteous could potentially also be competing in European competition next season. I believe they have some Champions League qualifying matches to play. Can you imagine that? Mleta Ryovic playing Champions League football. That would be absolutely incredible. Luca also reported that Watford are searching for about 3 to 4 million euros for Rajovic's signature. So for me, when I first read that, I felt it was quite a high transfer fee. I think Watford, from memory, paid about £1 to £2 million. So yeah, looking to recoup that money at the very least and hopefully make a profit on Rajović as well. So that's certainly a deal to keep an eye on. Will Rajović end up in Cyprus or will he go elsewhere? Let me know in the comments down below. The next player we're going to discuss is a certain Scottish defender. Ryan Porteous is, of course, set to leave Watford this summer, and reports coming from Scotland suggest he could be going back to his former club in Hibernian. Now, once again, Porteous, for me, it's a real shame it never worked out at Watford. I felt he played probably his best football under Valérien Ismaël alongside Wesley Hoedt. Of course, I think them two in defence had a great partnership and their qualities and flaws complemented each other really well. However, ever since that Euro campaign happened where he got sent off in the first game against Germany, I feel his mentality and performances on the pitch haven't been quite up to standard. And by all accounts, the loan at Preston wasn't too successful either. They didn't initiate their option to buy in that deal either. So yeah, Porteous, like Mleta Ryovic, I think it is time he moves on to pastures new. Is that going to be a return to Hibernian? I'm not so sure. I looked into their transfer record actually, and of course it's evident to everyone there's not a lot of money really in Scottish football other than Celtic and Rangers. And I don't believe Hibernian have ever spent over £1 million on a player. I believe their transfer record is between about £500,000 and £750,000. So Watford could potentially be looking at a loss for Ryan Porteous here. We'll have to see what happens, but from a personal perspective, if he has an offer to move back up to Scotland, Hibernian are a pretty decent team in the Scottish League as well. It's probably something I would look at if I was Ryan. So again, like Mileta, we'll have to see how this one develops. But if I was Porteous, I probably would look to move back up to Scotland and try to retain my place in that national team. The third player we're going to talk about is a potential incoming. Now, I have to reiterate, this isn't concrete information as yet, but some pretty reliable Reading insiders have reported that Amadou Mbengue, the promising young centre-back, is set to sign for Watford on a free transfer. Now, various Championship clubs have been chasing Amadou's signature, but according to these Reading insiders who are reporting this afternoon, that the deal could be announced that he's signing for Watford as early as next week. So once again, another great acquisition for Watford if this goes through. It's a player with a lot of potential. It's once again in the position we of course need if Francisco Sierralta and Porteous do depart this summer. So once again, I can't comment too much at this time because no one really credible has reported on it as yet. But if it does go through, it will be another free transfer. So no transfer fees spent as yet for any players in this transfer window. And Amadou Mbengue has loads of potential as a centre-back. His physicality is there for everyone to see. He's got a goal in him. He's quite quick. He's a bit like a Mbengue where he can progress the ball from defence and midfield quite comfortably, which is, of course, a real good quality to have in a central defender. So once again, we'll have to wait and see how this one develops. But by all accounts, according to various Reading insiders, this deal could be announced as early as next week. So once again, one to keep an eye on. Let me know your thoughts on all of these deals in the comments section down below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you again very, very soon. Bye-bye.